takes a. It says it's live, but it takes.
Oh, I gotcha.
All right, that's long enough. I think we're live. Hello, everybody, from the end of NAMM 2022. We just had dinner at Buca di Beppo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is just what you need to do after a trade show is stuff yourself with an insane amount of pretend Italian food.
It's the winning strategy. Yeah.
But the salmon was nice, and the shrimp pasta was nice.
It was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of it. It was a lot of it.
And I'm going to smell like garlic now forever, I think. It's just so much garlic. You walk in, and it's all you smell. I don't know. I haven't. It's been a long time since I've eaten there. The place is ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's it. That's the show.
Yeah. Today was, I gotta say, it was pretty boring. I did a lot of walking around aimlessly because there wasn't a ton going on. More encounters with Dreadbox. Giannis gave us his new poly synth that he was using at the show. He insisted that we take it when we left.
It was very kind.
It's extraordinary. That man is an absolutely wonderful human being. If you haven't checked out Dreadbox's stuff, please do.
Yeah, they're good people.
Oh, they're the best people, and he makes really great stuff. And he is going to help me out on an upcoming project. So please check his stuff out. He's good people. Hi, Def Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
What else is
Let's see. I'm trying to think. It's so weird at the end of these trade shows. Your mind kind of just wipes, and it really takes some effort to what happens today. You're just in the moment so much. People are coming in, going in and out. You're having these conversations, and it's just like trying to think. It felt like a lot of just sort of guests that really wanted to play with some new stuff. We kind of talked to all the people we needed to talk to yesterday and Friday, and today was just people that wanted to play with gear, which is fun because some of them, this is their first encounter with stuff like this, and it just blows their mind. It's so great to see them just discover synthesizers. It's pretty cool.
That was very cool.
Yeah,
that definitely was cool.
It's really fun.
I don't think it's not really going to be, I don't want to start any rumors here. It's not going to be a Pittsburgh versus Dreadbox or Pittsburgh and Dreadbox instrument together. That's not what it is. He's simply going to help me out with some underlying stuff, really unrelated to the sound or really functionality of the instrument at all. It's really low level stuff that he has mastered, and he's been unbelievably kind to offer to share with me how he did it.
Yeah.
And I've also offered. I told him that I'm also an open book if he ever needs anything at all.
Yeah.
The keys to the kingdom are his. So.
What is that? Discotheque? Well, I mean, we'll see, I guess.
I have to say, though, I don't really smoke weed. Maybe once every couple years I'll smoke a little bit. But this weekend, I have seen more weed than I've ever seen in my entire life. Actually, in one box, I think I saw more weed than if you added up all the weed that I bought my entire life and that all my friends bought. There was more in this one box.
It's just a culture shock. Like, it's so commonplace here. It's just no one even thinks. I met up with a friend last night, and he had to remind himself that it's not legal everywhere in the U.S. He's like, "Oh, that's right. You guys don't have." I'm like, yeah, this is weird. This is really weird, man. I don't know.
And I think this might be the first. No, this would be the second NAMM that we've done since it was legalized out here.
Yeah.
But this time, I think because of the situation we were in, it was a lot. It was more open.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Herman.
What are you doing up, man?
It's very late on the East Coast. Yeah, I wish I had some sort of wisdom to impart on the show, but like Perry said, that we call it NAMM brain, where you lose because the noise floor is so loud. You kind of lose all of your short-term memory for the day. So you walk out of there thinking, "Who did I talk to? I know I talked to a bunch of people. What kind of conversations did I had?" It's difficult.
Oh yeah, you got some stuff to do, Herman. That's right. Yeah.
So, an update on Verbose. Mark was back at the trade show today. He was feeling fine. He said he felt fine basically the entire time. He said yesterday he went for a... Mark is quite the athlete, by the way. Yesterday he said he went for a 25-mile bike ride. This morning, then he went for an 8-mile run. And then, he had tested negative, so he did come to the show today. So there was some representation in the Verbose booth. He also said that Tom is feeling fine.
Yeah.
He's staying at their beach house until he tests negative. He did push and they're all pushing back their vacation for another week or so. So they're still get to enjoy their time out here, although it's not quite the way they wanted to. So that's great to hear that those guys are doing all right, because Verbose and the whole team there, those guys are super good people too.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of good people in this industry. It's kind of great.
Any ideas for PM or Create FX modules? Well, we have a phaser coming out.
Yeah, Ross is building that up right now. Actually, it should be ready when we get back to try out.
Yeah. And that's one of the ones I haven't shown the panel for yet.
Oh my God, you guys, it's so good.
It's by far the best Safari panel.
I just love thinking about it. It's great.
It distills every bit about Safari that I think is funny into the driest, most fantastic panel. That's a question for you guys. What FX modules do you want? We don't have any. We're pretty good at delay. We don't have any delay out there. Although Ross back at the shop, he had a great idea for a delay module. Right. The problem is we are backed up on Safari modules now by probably 8 or 10 months at least. So that's going to get pushed into next year. Because the Safari stuff is limited edition, but it's also experiments for things that we're working on. Because we're not really working on effects right now, you guys can probably tell we don't have a whole lot of effects things in the pipeline. That doesn't mean we won't in the future. It just means at the moment we're focused on other problems.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're basically at this point open to whatever pops up. It sounds like it would be fun to try out. That's the whole point of this series, is to try some ideas out and experiment a bit. So
the phaser is not the butterfly phaser. It's called the Toad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll give you that much.
Yep. I'm sure you'll see it for too long.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what we got. The drums coming up. Next drums.
We're just waiting on panels for those.
And granular. It's not really something we've dug into.
Is there a whole lot of... We'd have to do some research into analog granular. I'm not sure how you would do that.
It might be a combination of like delay and sample and hold or something.
Yeah. The problem is we don't have a DSP guy, so to do that type of stuff really isn't an option for us right now. I was walking around NAMM though, and Super Booth as well, looking for someone.
Shut up, Herman. Shut up. It's not funny.
All right, we'll do the fragments generator.
Dude, don't.
Let me just find the schematics. Oh, I lost the schematics.
Oh no, I think those guys.
I just
deleted.
looked, and they're gone. Man.
Oh darn. Oh darn.
Yeah. No, but I have been looking for a coder to solve some of these problems, but I think I solved them in another way at the show. So I don't think we're looking for that right now. Although, if I could find someone to program the sequencer for the Voltage Lab 2 and the sequencer for the drum machine for me, that wouldn't be a terrible thing. It would save me 6 months of my life. That's for sure.
It's a project for sure. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff on our plate when we get back. There's plenty to do. It's really interesting.
Carpless strong, focused away would
It's
be great. The zing sounds of the florist have always been my favorite. I think the florist is probably as close as we're going to get to that right now. We are going to start experimenting with. There's another company that's making BBDs, and they're a little bit more expensive. So and it's a total redesign. So we've strayed away from them because I felt like we kind of had our circuits down. But for other reasons, we are going to start looking into this other company's BBDs and start doing some redesigns based around that. And they have a very short BBD, which you could do carpless strong with really, really well. So, but that's, once we start playing around with that, that's, we're a year from starting to even think about that kind of stuff.
Thank you, Discotech. That, it's really hard to say from inside or like right after the show how you did. There's like no real way to gauge it accurately, but based on the feedback we've had, it seems like people are really into the new stuff. So we're optimistic for sure.
Yeah, there's no real nailing the show. There's
It's
no.
tough. Yeah.
It really comes down to, are the things we're showing interesting? And I think they are. There's no. You don't go to NAMM and win.
Yeah, they don't come by with an award saying you guys did it right. Good job.
Although Sonic State used to go around with
I
awards.
know, that's right. Oh, that was fun.
But no, you don't. And it's difficult to quantify if the return on the investment of all the money you have to spend to come out here and all.
Yeah.
And your time commitment for doing it are really worth it. So you try. You're sort of with every interaction, major interaction, you're trying to say, okay, well, was that. You add that into the pile of this was worth it, and you hope that when you leave, you have enough of that you feel confident that you accomplished enough. But there's really no way.
Yeah.
If you can still walk at the end of the show,
That's a win. That's a big win. Yeah.
standing on those concrete floors for 4 days
tough.
is difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we'll see. As I understand it, the East Beast will be available next week or this week.
Yeah, it's Create said tonight at dinner that they will be starting to ship to dealers Monday.
Wow.
So it's in the warehouse now. We approved the production module that we had next day aired to NAMM so we could test it. So we approved that, and now they're going to start shipping to dealers, so they'll be out. Hopefully, you guys will have them in another week or so. I think it's a hell of an instrument, and I think it sounds fantastic. And having like the last week of staring at it daily and playing with it daily. Like it's such a nice, well-rounded little synth. It is what it is. It's not. It has
Yeah, the feeling it was interesting. A lot of people coming in seemed to think that the East Beast and the West Pest were almost the same synth with like different graphics and a different feel. And then when they played them both, they realized like, no, this does this and this does this, and depending on what you want, it is kind of a focused instrument, which was cool to see because that was sort of the intention. And I don't know, it's impossible to know if it's going to read like that, but seeing people confirm that was good. That's a win.
Yes, and it's always nice to, another way to quantify these shows is to say, how often do you get to see and talk to these people? And it's the little conversations you have. Like I went over and talked to Sound Semiconductor. And these are the guys that make some really low-level chips that we use all throughout everything we do. And just again, you walk over and they say, "Oh, hello, Richard. It's good to see you again." But you have some FaceTime with the guys that you're really counting on to supply you with. These are some of the parts that are single supplier parts, which means if they stop making them or if they have a shortage, we can't make our instruments. We can't substitute them with something else. So it's nice to have 15 or 20 minutes talking with these people so that they remember your face when you call them in a panic because you need 1,000 chips today. They can put a face to the person they're talking to on the phone, and little things like that I hope that never has to be an issue. And it probably won't, but if it is, maybe the conversation I had today will help a little bit, and maybe it'll help them find those 1,000.
Who are we going to give the few that we have?
Yeah. So it's little things like that, and just sort of the serendipity of the Dreadbox conversations we had. And just the sweetness that they showed us was absolutely wonderful. And that's another thing that I could have emailed him, and I was going to, and maybe the outcome would have been very similar. But to look someone in the eye and ask them a question, I think it means a lot more. And to be able to thank them and look them in the eye while you're saying thank you, and mean it. I think it helps. It's it's not a perfect system, but it certainly helps, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I think some of this I did not I don't think either of us saw the Duranalog delay. I'm trying to think of some Murak stuff. Soma had a cool little touch instrument. That was a lot of fun to play with. There was a new company, I think they're called MEC. They started in 2020, I think. They're doing these sort of memory recall automation modules with sliders where you can write in sort of modulation things and then play them back and add offset or flip them around and things. Those were some fun, clever little things.
Oh, and they were super young too.
Yeah. No, they were clever guys, and then nice feel to their stuff. What else?
Oh, and what was the physical synthesis?
Were those the Cicada?
The
guys?
Cicada.
Man, that's some crazy stuff. I don't know. You probably talked about it at one of the earlier streams.
I talked about it before, yeah.
I went over today to check it out. It is impressive, and I'm not sure what I would do with it, honestly. But they're pieces of art. They're beautiful. You have this little like transducer that's vibrating this little plate that then touches this plate that you can then press on and add it into your stick. Like, it's this gorgeous little sculpture, basically.
And the level of precision in the engineering is stunning. How much time they put making sure it was absolutely perfect.
It's gorgeous and crazy and just.
And I think it's one of the reasons it's gorgeous is it's so insane what this thing is. The whole idea of the train. This is something Herman would enjoy if he's still watching. Herman did an installation with modular transducers on large sheets of metal. And this reminded me of that, although this is taken that idea to the absolute extremes. And they made it high fidelity, and it was beautiful. And they are going to do a Eurorack module version with one transducer on it. And then you sort of swap out, they call it a bridge.
Yeah.
It's the piece of material that goes between the transducer and the pickup. And when you change the material, you change the sound, obviously. So that I thought was really interesting. And I think that I could find a place in my life for, because it does have a really interesting sound. Sometimes it reminded me of the local florist a little bit. Sometimes it reminded me of nothing. Like it was very cool.
Yeah, that was a highlight.
Yeah, the motorized, the synth with the motorized.
The Melbourne synth guys. Yeah,
that thing was. Nobody, I don't think, really understood the scope of what they were doing until the show.
Yeah,
they have a patent on those knobs.
Oh, really?
And they're offering them.
Oh,
the knobs are a product as well as the instrument. Because Paul took me over there and he's like, "You have to see this."
He was so excited.
He pushed everybody out of the way and he's like, "Richard, come on, we're going over here. We got to check this out." And so the knobs will be for sale. The potentiometers will be for sale.
Yeah.
And they're wild looking. They had one open so you could sort of check it and see what it was doing. And that was a lot cooler than I thought it was going to be. At first, I thought, "Oh, this is kind of a novelty. But I don't think it is. I think they're onto something. Really, really interesting. Herman, you can't. Oh, yeah. Herman sent me a text. We were talking about this. We were talking about this in the booth today. One of the Create Audio guys brought it up, and they were running around showing everybody. Someone did a swap out panel for, I think it was the East Beast.
Yeah.
And they turned it into a mutable instruments panel, basically a white,
that light gray with the color.
Who's the designer that designs everything? Axel. Is it Axel Hartman that designs everybody's panels? It made it look exactly like that, and we got a kick out of that all day.
This thing isn't even out yet, and people are redesigning. It's great. It's great.
But we thought it was fantastic. Although I was disappointed. My only disappointment, and this is what I said to the Create guys when I saw it, it wasn't that they changed the panel to white and they did their own graphics. So, that's fine. But they didn't use my knobs.
Yeah.
Come on, my knobs are beautiful.
You
could have used a white. You could have used a white version of my knob, and that would have been great.
Fine.
But they didn't use my knobs, and that was the big disappointment of the whole thing. Because really, and that seems to be a running theme with both the East Beast and the West Pest is people love the sound of the thing. They can't really fault it for the sound, so they're looking for something that they're not going to like.
Yeah, they need to critique it, and
we knew when we designed the graphics that there was going to be some people that are like, we don't like that, but we just figured, you know what, we do like it, and we thought it was kind of fun.
Yeah. Well, synths should be fun. Why not?
I think it was Obsidian. It was asking, so what will the new phaser, how will it be different from the original Pittsburgh Modular phase shifter? It's 8 HP instead of 1,000,000.
Yeah.
And it's really meant to be more of an effect. So the signal flow is meant to be more like a guitar pedal phaser. So you have one CV, and you have, more traditional phaser controls. You can't get as deep as you can with the phase shifter. But again, this experiment was, how can we strip it down and still have that sound, but not necessarily all the baggage of all that extra circuitry. So that's what it is.
The original one had like 4 or 6 CV inputs or something. Like you could patch in almost every stage of the thing, which was awesome for creating some really complex stuff. But it's not necessary to have a good sounding phaser if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, and that's what happened to me most of the time. Is
Yeah.
I really want to use the phaser, but I don't have that much space in my case to dedicate to it. So.
Yeah.
Oh no, she
What?
like the comments fade away, but says his wife liked the Beast video better than the Pest video.
Okay.
You know, you guys are looking at the Beast and the Pest here, so.
You can't reveal our identities.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No. No. Our friends and family aren't safe now. Yes, that was the roles that we played.
I kind of like the Pest video better just because that's the one we did most recently.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I think it's my favorite. But 10 years from now, when I go to youtube.brain, we'll see which one I like the best.
Each have their own flavor. The original idea behind the Pest one was going to be like a film noir, like a black and white sort of detective, and that was the goal. But I think once you started getting the footage together, it just didn't quite work.
It didn't work because I couldn't do the beauty shots in black and white.
Yeah, you can't show
and
it.
it was too, and because there's, you're doing the cuts were so fast, it would have gone from color to black and white to color to black and white to color to black and white. And it was really awkward. It was very jarring to watch. So I changed my mind. I said, no, I'm going to double down on that sort of vintage aesthetic I've been digging into. And I thought, because it was sort of gritty in the streets, I thought it was, 70s cop drama kind of thing. I thought it was great.
Somebody crashed in the party here. Do you guys remember this guy?
Dave is back. Dave, there's some beer in the fridge, Dave.
Oh, jeez.
Excellent.
Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Double cameo.
Yeah. Can we set that
Yeah,
up?
we got a little intimate last time, didn't we?
All right.
We don't have to continue streaming either.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been on now since 8 this morning, so this is it was. But anyway, cheers, gentlemen,
It is. Good
to a job well done,
Man,
and
Bag.
to you guys for hanging out with us, and for everyone that came by the booth and said hello, and for the kind comments you guys keep leaving on everybody's videos for our stuff. I can't tell you what it means to me. Like it's fantastic. You guys you're really helping us out, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I think we are exhausted, and we've earned a little camera off time tonight. So we're gonna sign off. But thank you very much, everybody. And I'm going on vacation. I'll be gone for a couple weeks, but I will be back, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Well.
Bye.